A lot of people do is they think like, oh, I want to go and make these like big budget action films. But the thing is that not everyone is ready for that right out of the gate. And so with me personally, I would say, go with what you have. If you have an idea for something, kind of like how Joey had an idea for Earth the Pony, a live action My Little Pony show. Go with what you have. If you have an idea for something you've wanted to do, like let's say you have a show that you want to have where it's like a gingerbread man and a giant ice cream man, they're fighting.
That was very... That's good though, that's good, yeah.
Just go with ideas that you have and try and put that into paper. And so that's where to start. And so now it's what do you need to start? Now, that is another thing I see people constantly mess up on, is because everyone thinks they have to have these big budget cameras, everyone thinks they have to have the highest end computer. And the one thing I would stress to anyone that wants to get into not only film but video production at all is don't go big budget. Because the thing is that you're just going to put yourself in debt, and then you're going to have a $12,000 camera and about $20,000 in the hole, and parents that are looking at you like, you need to get out of the house.
Just I'm going to throw this out here. Again, like you said, you don't need a giant camera. If you guys are familiar with the movies called No Country for Old Men, that film, there is a 7-minute part that was filmed with a phone. Literally with a phone. So it's not what to use. It's how you use it. So it's how you use your equipment. Like, I started with a dinky, very bad camera that was literally with a positive and negative wire attached to batteries because it was broken. So I made that happen, and like I said, again, it's not it's how you do it. So don't know.
And so basically, kind of going on that, what I would say is, go with what you can afford. If all you can afford right now is your phone and then maybe a couple friends for actors, go with that. If you maybe have a little bit more money and you don't mind spending it, get a cheap DSLR. You can find some really cheap DSLRs for under $300, depending on where you get them from. But just go with what you can afford. That's the one thing I stress for everything. That includes like your computer, your video equipment, audio equipment, everything. Just go with what you can afford. So next one I'm going to talk about is kind of embracing your creativity. One thing that I do personally for my own writing and stuff is I like to just fully explore like creativity. I go from a lot of dreams I have. I keep a dream journal. I write down dreams that I have, and I just try and fully go out. The one thing that is amazing in my opinion nowadays is that if you have an idea, you can put it on paper. And even if you can't, necessarily film it, you have it out there and you can really work on it. So I would say, embrace your creativity. If you have an idea that you think is out there, if you think it's crazy, go for it, like refine it and then make it good.
You guys always when you guys are hanging out with friends, this is always the best way to do it. Hanging out with friends is probably the best way to give you like ideas. Like let's say you're hanging out with a friend and you make a joke, you're like, hey, that's a good idea. Write it down. That could be a YouTube video, and you don't know that YouTube video could be that video that could go viral. Like that's a funny idea. I should write that down. Or that's a good one. Always our phones. We have the little notes. The little you can put your notes. Your ideas could be something, because you never know if you have an idea that you come up years ago and you write on the bug or on your phone. Next thing you know, you completely forgot about it. If that video could have been like the freaking dab or something that became extremely viral. You just never know until you actually go and try it. You have to just go for it. That's what I always like to say to people for that.
So now these next ones that I want to go over is kind of what to do when you want to get into filmmaking and video production and what not to do. Just because it's easy to tell oh, embrace your creativity, stick to a budget. But if you don't really have an idea of where you want to go, that's just going to kind of be like leading you guys lost. So stuff that I would personally say on what to do is find people that have a similar interest in you, even if it's you have an uncle who likes to just play a crazy character. Like let's say that you have a brother he likes to hold cameras and stuff. Find people who have a similar interest in you and then use them. Try and get them, let's say for example, like recently there was a film that I did about a year or so ago where we needed a kind of coach figure. And so I went over to Joey and I said, hey Joey, do you mind if we use you as a little acting thing? And we had him play the coach. That was for the film that we should go. It's kind of find people who have that interest in filmmaking and video production and use them to your advantage. And and now we're going to go into what not to do. Some stuff that I would recommend not doing is just trying to go up to anyone you can find and just being like, oh, can I use you for my video, or stuff like that. when it comes to filmmaking, it is an industry where your reputation means a lot to you, and if you're just known as that guy that's just trying to constantly, you know, just like bother people and do stuff like that, it's not really going to get you anywhere. So the one thing I would recommend is, you know, just trying to, you know, get to know these people. You know, filmmakers, you know, we're not like gods or anything. We're just regular people that like to hold cameras and act and stuff. And so I would say, you know, just find people around you, and then from there you find more people. When I first started this in like 2015, I didn't have a big group of people to do my video production with. I had me, a couple friends from high school, and a couple ideas. And from me just constantly working and trying to put myself out there more, I met a lot of people. I met Joey on a film production set. And you know, from there you just network with people in those areas, and you just, you know, try to branch out.
And one thing that I would say is that if you're you know, wanting to get into filming or into YouTube, you know, make your own show, your own video, don't be afraid to lose people. I'm definitely gonna throw that out there, because you know, as you're filmmaking, you know, and, you know, there'll be a guy that'll come by and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, can you be my, you know, like doctor for this scene, or you can be this, you know, then one day you can't contact him and he just disappears. You know, you're, oh man, like, you know, there goes my video, and you sad. Like, it's gonna happen. You're gonna have hard moments in filmmaking where people are just gonna come and go. They're gonna come and go. It's literally, it's always like that. It's just like a gumball machine. You know, there's gumballs in there, and people, you know, buy them out, and then they empty, and they fill them up. It's just, they come and go. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is just don't let it get to you, because I mean, for all the years that I've been doing filmmaking, it happens so much. I can't tell you how many, you know, Death can't tell you how many people are just constantly going in and out in our filmmaking. Like I said, Noah just came by, you know, last year, and you know, I met him in a filming group, and like I said, it's just always be positive. Keep your positivity, because if you don't have positivity, you know, your own energy affects your filming. Because you know, if you get to the point where, you know, if you're trying to make your video, like, you know, forget it, I quit, like I can't do this, then you're not gonna go anywhere. You know, you're not gonna succeed, you're not gonna move forward. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. So, like, definitely what not to do, like you say, you know, to get, like, just, you know, try to see people that are interested in that. Like, oh, yeah, I've been wanting to do it for years. Now then, let's get together, let's do it. And then, you know, that's how you know, build your pact, or, you know, build, you know, for what you're trying to do.
So now kind of going into, you know, like, oh, you know, that's cool, but what if I don't know anyone who's interested in it? There's actually a lot of ways you can meet different filmmakers, and you can get, you know, like either jobs or even just like getting to know other filmmakers. A lot of stuff that I do personally when it comes to trying to find people is I just look for events. You know, sometimes it could be a movie screening, sometimes it could be a competition. Like there's one thing, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, it's called the 30-Day Film Challenge. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. It's where basically you are given a script idea. They'll say, okay, we want you to make a movie about an alien named Glorborg, and he has to have a glass of milk, and he has to come over to Mexico. And so they tell you that, and then from that idea, you have to go on, you have to make a film. And you know, you get that, I've done a couple of those, and it's really just about finding people, and even if it isn't great, because I'll tell you one thing, you're not gonna be happy with the results of your movies. That's one thing that I wanna stress to y'all. No matter how much you want something to be perfect, you're never gonna have it be perfect. And that's kind of something that you gotta kind of get over. It's something that even I can't get over, because you'll have your idea in your head, and you'll be like, oh, I have this amazing idea, I wanna put it out there. But no matter what you see out there, you're not gonna be completely satisfied with it. And that's okay, because that helps you grow. That helps you become a better filmmaker. That helps you become a better person too.
But yeah. So when you're working on your problem, you're working on your projections, like whatever, you know, it is. Like I said, there, you know, you see it different in your mind. You notice, like the way we all portray our ideas in our mind, or what we write down, sounds like a Michael Bay film, or you know, it just looks like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. But then when you actually do it, you're like, oh well. And like I said, that happens, but it's a good reason to happen, because it only makes you stronger, and it gets you better and better and better as you film and you learn. So like, okay, next time I'm not going to do that. Next time I'm not going to do this. You know, it'll start adding up, and then by that time you'll know what to do, what not to do. You know, sorry, but yeah. Now, from what he's saying here, well, you know, other filmmakers, you know, like in the film community, there's a lot of ways, like, you know, like you said, that, you know, one way that I do know is it's called casting call. You can literally Google it. You know, depending on where you guys are coming from, you know, obviously there's HarmonyCon, so, you know, there's a lot of people in Florida, you know, some people here from Texas, there's others from New York. Depending on your state or your area, you could just Google casting call, and then you Google casting call in your state. And there's a lot of groups, you know, groups on Facebook as well. There's groups on Facebook that are constantly constantly asking for actors or directors, and some with little to no experience or some experience, and that's how you can slowly build yourself. So that's what I always tell people. Facebook is a great way to look into for networking, connecting. Google as well, like I said, it's casting call, like where I come from, it's Tampa, so the Tampa Bay casting call. I just found that, and that's how I was slowly working my way up. And honestly, I'll just come to throw this out here. I was actually in Stranger Things, which is a Netflix original series, and I got extremely lucky for that because all I did was Google casting call, and I literally just started slowly going through that, and then I saw this casting call, and when I went through my cancer in 2016, they actually contacted me, and they're like, hey, how are you doing? How's your health? And like I said, it's again connections. So like, oh, I met this guy, and that's just what I'm trying to use that like example as that, like, just go out there and just look into what you can. Of course, be careful. Some things sometimes scams. Or it can be. Of course, use your own mind. So use your mind to what you see. So networking is like I said, it's not as difficult as you think it is. You just have to just know where to go. And like I said, casting calls is the best way to go about it. Facebook is the best way to go. Social media is the best way to go about it. All social medias. And if you're gonna find your filmmakers networking, networking. Don't be that guy that just says, oh, I just have a Facebook. Or, oh, yeah, I have an Instagram. Make sure you network yourself. Everything, LinkedIn or, to Instagram, to Discord, to this, have your social media open. Have yourself, your social network, open, your character, your profile. Because if you just have a Facebook, it's, your name doesn't go out there. But if you have like everything from Pinterest to Twitter, your name will start slowing. People, and that's how you get connections, and it'll grow more and more and more. So that's all I can really say for that one. Yeah.
So now for this next part, networking. This is going to kind of go over more on how you can network yourself to try and get places. Because the one thing is that you can meet with people, but a thing I would always recommend is trying to find out what about you makes you good when it comes to filmmaking. Everyone wants to be a director, right? Like everyone wants to, direct movies. Everyone wants to, be up there, like, doing the Michael Bay stuff. But that's not really possible for everyone. Because if you think about it, how many directors are there on a film set? One. That's all there is. But there's a lot of different jobs that you can get. For me, when I first started, I wanted to do directing and all that too. But I kind of discovered that I more naturally like doing camera work. I like doing photography. I like doing cinematography. And so when it comes to networking, I would say try and build your profile and how you're going to network yourself as what you like to do. If you like to sit around with your camera, you like to get weird angles, you like to get good stuff, then network yourself as a camera guy. If you like having an audio recorder, if you like recording, like voice work, focus on that. It's just about finding what makes you different and how you can really put that out there so people can say, you know what, I want to take a chance on you.
Yeah. Like something I'll say about networking. I'll be honest with you guys. When I first started filmmaking, I started my first film in 2006. I wouldn't have any idea that in 2020 I'd be making pony videos. That's not something that I predict. It just happens. So sometimes it's not a bad thing to go away from your genre or go. Don't get me wrong. I love making pony videos. MLP in real life, but it's not something that I thought I was gonna do. But like I said, I have no problem with it because it's something I love to do. And and that's how my networking started throughout the Brony fandom with other Brony filmmakers and so to speak. So networking, like you said, that's definitely something I saw. If you see if you're into really YouTubing, if you want to YouTube, but then you see a guy's like, hey, can you help me with a wedding video? Yeah, I'll give it a shot. And like that, oh man, these dudes. Like I said, that's what I'm trying to explain. Like, you just don't know what you'll fall into. But again, just networking it's key. It is key.
So now the next slide, I'm going to kind of go over my own experiences on set and what I've gone through. Just that way I can kind of give y'all some ideas of, how it can be like on a real set. Because the one thing I was expecting when I first started college, I was like, oh, I'm going to get on these big film sets, everything's going to be golden roads, Steven Spielberg's going to come up to me, he's going to be like, you did a good job out there today. But I'll be honest with you, film sets, they're just like any other job. And when it comes down to it, you might have a really good boss, but you might have a really bad boss. And I've had a couple really bad bosses in my life. Not naming names or anything, but I've been on a couple film sets that were really unprofessional, that were handled poorly. But the thing that comes with that is that you just kind of roll with the punches. You can be put on the worst set with the worst director, but the thing I would recommend is trying to just look through that. Because I like on that set I was on, I was like, it was like terrible. Like I was living out there one day in the heat because the director didn't bring any water or food or anything, and I almost passed out. And so
I saved his life, Chuck.
yeah, Joey saved my life over here. But the thing is, if I was never on that set, I wouldn't have met Joey, and I wouldn't have met all the other people that were amazing on that set. So try to always look through the positives, even if you're on a set where you're like, oh, can we just get this day over with? Always look for the positives. That way you can, look through and find amazing people. Because even on every bad set that you're on, you'll find at least one good person that'll make it worth it.
The only thing I'll say for that category is, I already said it before, positivity. I already told you guys that positivity. If you don't have positivity, it's not going to go well. I mean, if you're being negative about this, you're going to be negative about the other because you're feeding on bad energy. You're giving yourself bad energy. So just try your best to make everything positive, even if it's not going its way. Just be like, well, look, this didn't go well, but I met this guy. Oh my gosh, this guy can help me with this. That's like the little things can mean a lot. Little things can mean a lot in filmmaking. So always keep that in mind.
All right, that's it for the main thing. Now, if anyone has any questions, if they want to do it right here, like when we have a group thing, or if after the panel you want to come and just ask me questions privately, feel free to. But is there any questions anyone might have right now?
Before anybody's have any questions, the one thing I do want to say is this. So show me a raise of hands, who wants to actually get into actual filmmaking, career filmmaking. And then show me a raise of hands, who wants to get more into YouTube, more into the internet filming, yeah. Okay, so there you go. So, yeah, a little both. Yeah, a little bit of both. So yeah, all of this can honestly work for both. So and one thing that I'll just throw out there, just for the ones that you for internet, YouTube, the one thing that I always tell people, trust me, if you're trying to get yourself out there, even if it's gaming, if you're trying to do gaming and Twitch and all that, your own show or YouTube series or YouTube, the thing that I tell people is do something that nobody is doing. Because if you're going to go on YouTube and you're going to do about gaming, well, you're competing with people like PewDiePie and people like Markiplier. That's a problem. But if you go on YouTube and you're the guy that just sits there and goes, and it's a 5-second video, and you just keep that becomes a thing. That's all little memes and stuff. That those become things, and once it becomes a thing, use that to your potential. For example, I don't know if you guys are aware. Last year they thought that I passed away, and it was actually a fake. So now I got death here, so it became a potential. So use whatever can happen, use it to your potential. So if you were on the news, you're like, huh? And it became a meme that used that. That was me, and then you could build up yourself on the internet. That's the way it always works. Because if you're trying, oh yeah, I'm gonna make gaming videos. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people. There's 1 million people doing gaming videos. Or oh yeah, I'm gonna do this little show. Again, just be creative as you possibly can. So, yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. Anywho, so if you go on YouTube and you want to make a video and someone has a bad comment, yeah. And what should you do?
So how do you go about it?
Basically, because I'm very sensitive, and if someone says you're a very bad person, and I'll be crying my heart out.
Well, honestly, what I can say for that, because I got comments from people they said I'm not gonna say it, but they say terrible things. The way I go about it is I ignore it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just let it go, because at the end of the day, this is really gonna inspire you. At the end of the day, the person that said, oh, this is stupid, he's going to go to his friend, watch this stupid video, and he's going to go to his friend, but yeah, watch this. He's just giving you publicity. Any publicity. Yeah, any publicity is good publicity. So if he's like, yeah, I don't like this video, I'm out, thanks for showing all your friends, keep doing that, keep showing your friends, keep spreading it out. So, never let the comments get to you, because, in the real world, especially with the internet doesn't hold back. And y'all know that the internet, if they want to say some mean comments, they won't hold back. And oh, you're an idiot. It's just the way it is. So, I mean, even, I know, it affects your feelings, but at the end of the day, you just have to just be strong and pull through. And just think that, just don't let it affect you, because, at the end of the day, you don't know that person. It's just someone else, and then, with that one guy that's saying, that it's horrible, there's 100 people coming to say that's great.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I was wondering, what do y'all think of the companies that want to do your audition in what are those photo packages?
Well, talent agents and all that.
Yeah, like talent agent, but you got to pay them all this money to get your stuff going.
You got any experience about that?
So, do y'all think it's worth it, or? I see a response over there.
Yeah,
I had sort of an experience like that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of companies out there that are very scammy. Like we can get you on MTV or Disney Channel, and then you sign up and there's a lot of waste of money and it takes you nowhere. Always do your research, because that's a very good question, honestly. But the best answer I can do that, because from what I've seen in the film industry, do your research. Definitely look into the BBB, which is the Better Business Bureau, and see what their ratings are for that company is. And research, Google reviews, see what people say, what's about that. As a talent agent does work. We do have a friend right now. He was going to come to HarmonyCon, but he's not here because he's part of some
talent agency.
Yeah, some talent agency, and they got him on a commercial. Yeah. So it does work. It really does work. It's just you just have to be careful. It's a lot about money, and that's the thing. But some companies aren't like that. So you are right to one point. Sometimes it isn't worth it. Sometimes it is. You just really have to look into it and see what is it that what's your benefit and what's their benefit, because it's literally what they're benefiting from. Like sometimes they'll be, oh, you signed a 2-year contract with us, now you're stuck with us. So you have to look into that. But it is worth it though. It really is. You just have to be careful.
It's like with anything on the internet, you just got to kind of, do your research, making sure everything's good, and just keep in mind that, just because they tell you a bunch of sweet little nothings, it might not always mean everything.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you do if someone has way more followers than you, and you're just like a channel, trying to just finding their footing? What do you do if a channel with let's say over 2 million subscribers, finds one of your old videos and just exploits the crap out of you, and then their fan base comes towards you and just destroys everything that you built up?
I know, that's a great question. I've been there. Not sure if you guys remember the old YouTube days of Ray William Johnson = 3.
Oh.
Yeah, that happened to me. I had a giant, like a tsunami coming at my channel. Oh my goodness. If something like that happens, take it to your advantage. So remember remember what I said about how come up with something that nobody else comes up with. That's kind of the thing as well. So if someone was to kind of give you some publicity, and then you have that massive crowd coming at you, don't be afraid. That's your opportunity to have them stay. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. To be a part of your YouTube channel. So if you have if someone were to give you a shout out or like that, heck yeah, take it all the way. You're like, yep, that was me, and then just don't stay quiet about it, because y'all know how the internet is. If that were to happen and you just stay quiet about it, it dies out very fast. But if you're proactive about it, they did this, and you upload a video, and you're working and making videos, and you're keeping content on your social media, then yeah, you can build up real fast, and people like and they'll stick with you. They'll stay with you.
That's what I sort of did, but it also took a few months for the whole thing to just blow over.
Yeah.
For an entire month, or for an entire 5 months, I had people messaging me saying, "Oh, you're the guy Leafy roasted."
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, so
where Leafy is now, right?
I know, right?
One thing that I'll definitely say for all of you, any publicity is good publicity. So any publicity is good publicity, because it all depends on y'all. It depends on how y'all turn it around. That's what some people again, when I was dead. I could have just cried on the internet, but they thought I was dead, it wasn't. It was a mistake. Someone hacked my Twitter account and released something that said that I died, and everybody thought I was literally dead. So, and I made a video, and I said, well, see, now I got this. So like I said, the outcome is the outcome on how you take it. Or I could have just, been that person and be like, I don't want to talk about it. Be negative. No, just, it happened. It's fine. Again, I'm saying, if something happens to you, take it as far as you can. Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, no, that wasn't him roasting me. We just clapped.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It works. So.
No, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure thing.
I know that a lot of people, when they think of acting in films, they think of getting famous, getting money. How do you get around that? What is your opinion on paying your actors?
For me personally, when it comes to my stuff, it's hard for me right now to really pay actors, because I am a college student. I do have my own payments I have to make towards my school. The one thing that I try to do though is I make sure if I have someone on my set, regardless if they're an actor, if they're another film person, I try to make sure that I give them my utmost respect and I can do what I can for them. If that says, you know, maybe I take them out for dinner or something. Let's say, like an example, you know, when we had Joey on our set and we had some other people on our set, you know, we couldn't pay them, you know, because, you know, obviously we're broke college kids. But what we did was instead, you know, we just got pizzas, you know, we got like some snacks and stuff. And, you know, it might not seem like a lot, but it's the fact that you're showing the people that you're working with that you care about them and that you're willing to, you know, go out of your way for them. Because I could have just been like, you don't get any food. You're just going to work on this set for 8 hours a day. But when you show someone that you care about them, even if it's something as simple as, you know, buying them a pizza, you know, that can really just show them that, you know, they care about them.
One thing is, have fun. Have fun when you make your videos with friends or, you know, with your crew. You know, if someone's coming to you, man, just straight up and say, yeah, where's my money? That's not something you want to work with, man. That's not, because see, don't let that get to your head. Don't act like it's all about money, because if that's the way it is, then, you know, because you know, you want to treat it as a hobby, but, you know, you guys are here for a reason in this panel, because you guys have a passion for it. It's not like, oh, you know, I want to just become, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, yeah, if that's what you believe in. Like, again, it doesn't go as far as you think it would. But, you know, you want to treat it as a passion. Like, I do this because I'm having fun, I like to do it. In the future, yes, it could turn into a financial situation, a financial or, you know, a benefit. You know, that's the best way, you know, when you have your crew with you, yeah, like you said, you know, you can go out, you know, hang out, you know, buy a box of pizza, you know, like, you know, treat them to you. Like, it just, you know, that's how you build your group. You know, you build a I guess, a bonding, and that's just the best way, you know, like, paying actors isn't really a thing, unless you're like really going towards like SAG, like the Screen Actors Guild or something big. So if someone's like telling you to pay that on YouTube, like, gotta slow down there. But like, guys, you know, when I was an extra, in Stranger Things, I didn't get paid. I just went, like, it was just like, you know, so don't think that just because people are on Netflix, oh, you know, they're making millions. It's not like that. You know, it's pretty different. But yeah, like she said, you know, about how do you go about that? It just depends on your situation, you know, where, you know, or what you're doing. Like, if, you know, if you're contacting someone, you know, that does commissions or collabing on YouTube, you know, he does animation, you know, you just talk with them and see, you know, what you can figure out for each other. So like, you know, like if he does have certain, how much is for this, you know, and you know, it's, you know, yeah, I'll sponsor you on my channel, and, you know, say, so, you know, if you can collab, yeah, maybe I'll say, you know, it was this guy, you know, like that, and you just, again, just grow a connection with that person, you know, when it comes to financial and stuff like that. So.
Is there anything that you guys are really like working on now that we should keep our eyes open for in the future, or don't share ideas if we like it, you know, but anything that we can like look forward to or coming along and something like that?
At the moment, my friend Logan and I, who do a lot of our films together, work on a couple of different ideas for short films that we want to do. Because recently in Tampa, we had the Tampa Bay Underground Film Festival. That was in December, and my friend Logan and I were said, you know, we need to make that a goal that, you know, in 2020, you know, we want to release a short film. Thanks, by the way, Jay. We want to release more short films out there, because like the last film we did was that boxing one, and that was back in like July. So it's been a little bit since we've been able to have some of our films and stuff done, but we have some ideas right now. Like I'm working on a screenplay myself right now. It's about halfway through, but you know, nothing's really finalized yet. And that's another thing I like to say too, is that nothing's ever really written down in stone. There's one piece of advice that I had my professor tell me. He said, when it comes to filmmaking, video editing, nothing's ever finished. You just run out of time. And that's just about it.
Yeah, for us right now, for our Cat Pictures little group, what I'm working on right now is what's called Earth to Pony, which is a MOP in Real Life series, YouTube series. So we just released our episode 5 that just came out Thursday. Wait, yeah. Thursday? No, wait, sorry, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I released it before, you know, when I came to HarmonyCon, because I get all complicated. But so yeah, so right now, you know, our latest thing that we're working on is Earth to Pony, so MOP in Real Life. If you guys are not familiar with MOP in Real Life, it's basically like, you know, if you ever seen Space Jam or Looney Tunes back in action, you know, you put the animation in real life. That's literally what we do, or that's what I do. And this guy, he does as well. He does a little bit as well. So I mean, he's the one that actually taught me how to do it as well. So again, so connections. So little shy, you know, he has on his YouTube channel, he does have his called Green Screen Ponies, and that's how I literally came about it, bro. So yeah, so we do have a series called Earth to Pony, work on that, and that series is getting very crazy, because right now it's like where Queen Chrysalis is literally taking over Earth, like it's war. it's legitimate war with changelings. It's going completely insane. So it's getting really, really, really crazy right now. So that's
a question.
That has a question.
Wise words.
That was wise. I like
Translation.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, on that boxing video you did, the 1 minute one, how many hours did it take you to work to do the 1 minute video?
Get that one. Well, let's say we got there like 11 in the morning, and we didn't end up leaving till like 6 or 7 at night.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how long did it take you to edit it and all that stuff?
A couple hours.
Yeah, me and my video editor, a guy by the name of Ethan, we went to his house and we were there for like noon to like 5 or 6 at night.
Yeah, so about like 12 hours.
About 12 hours on the whole video itself.
Yeah, so like when I do like one of the episodes of our YouTube series, Earth Pony, it takes us like weeks, months to make one episode. I mean, we have comments like, oh, hurry up, where's the episode? Where is it? I'm like, well, I do have to do things in my life, so it takes time. But like hours of work, and then the video is like 7 minutes long.
Yep.
So I said like that's just the way it is. But patience. You must have patience, man. Must have patience. Definitely. It's not like you're gonna edit something in 2 hours and it's gonna be on YouTube's top 5. Or it can. I mean, like I said, it just all depends on your luck too. Luck is a big thing. Luck really depends on what you do. If it's viral or if it's something that's really going nuts in that moment. But yeah, like you said, timing wise though, all I can tell you is just patience. Because there's times where I'm up till 5 in the morning working on a video, and and I'm starting to put pieces together because I'm basically a one-man army. I edit, script, write, act, direct. He's my camera guy and he's my actor. But he's also, he's been with me for years. Yeah, Death. I know it's funny you're saying that, but Dustin, by the way, he's Dustin. He's my actor. Also, founder of Monroe Company. So we've been together, doing this. So it's just patience, guys. A lot of patience going about it. Just getting things together. So.
Any more questions? All right, well, if that's all it is, hey, we're going to wrap up for like the big group thing. If you guys want to come up to me afterwards, ask me anything, privately, feel free to. I'll be